I don't believe in clickbait, and I don't believe in hot takes. To me, this is a one-team race if that team stays relatively healthy. And of course, here we're talking about the
tremendous.
So first, let's break down the Cleveland Guardians, a.k.a. the Cleveland, formerly known as the Indians, a.k.a. the Cleveland we didn't really want to change their names. I mean, seriously, guys, look at their uniforms, the before and after. Corporate wants you to find the difference in these pictures. I can't, you can't, no one can, because it's the same exact thing. Now, not only is their identity the same, the ownership's attitude is also identical to what it was in the past. They're cheap and they don't want to play players. Right now, they're barely above a $36 million payroll heading into opening day. To give you an idea of how embarrassing that is, if they gave Francisco Lindor the same exact contract the Mets did instead of trading him there, and they bumped up Joe Ram to $30 million a year in an extension, they would still be below $80 million as a total payroll without changing anything else, which would still put them in the bottom 10 in the league. Joe Ram is going to get traded this year because this trade deadline is going to be when his value peaks. The only thing Indians fans have to look forward to this year is hoping that they get a bunch of good prospects back in the deals and that their young kids that are currently up play out of their minds and show growth towards the future. You guys might be good again in 3 years after they unload Joe Ram, possibly Bieber, possibly Franmil Reyes, and any other veteran that looks like they have any modicum of success that can help another team. The next team we're going to look at also has cheap ownership. The difference is they don't have the market to be able to promote a big payroll, and they actually try to compete. We're talking about the Kansas City Royals, who today just announced that Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be on the opening day roster. That is a massive deal. They're going to give him a chance to win Rookie of the Year this year. They're going to let him get paid more in arbitration a year sooner and hit free agency a year sooner. That shows me that this team really wants to win. Now, the good news for Royals fan is, even though I don't think you guys have a real serious chance at division, you do have talent on your team. You need Benintendi to have a breakout year, Salvador Perez to continue to do what he's done in the past, Greinke to have one more magical season, a couple of the young pitchers like Brady Singer to come up and pitch very well this year. Kyle Isbell, if he can have a really good year too, that would help. And if Mondesi can stay healthy, you guys have enough pieces in place with platoon situations that you can make a little bit of noise and maybe ruin some seasons. I see almost no way you're making the playoffs, but this is going to be a growth year, and it's actually a legit growth year moving towards the future, not a, hey, let's hope that some guys are showcased so we can trade them away like the Guardian situation is. I see the Royals being really good in a couple of years, but this year is going to be the last year I think you guys are well below 500. The Tigers, to me, are the most interesting team in the division. They were promising to spend money. Well, they spent money, and they went out and got what I think is one of the most underrated players in baseball. Javier Baez is a straight baller. It doesn't matter what analytics say about him. Javi Baez is incredible. He lives in the moment. He has an insane baseball IQ. He's a wizard in the field. He's a great base runner. He's an athlete. At the end of the contract, he's going to transition to third and still be a really valuable player because he is one of the strongest guys pound for pound I've ever seen. You guys also have a bunch of young kids this year that are going to make an impact like Baddoo, hopefully Reyes, definitely Torkelson, who's coming up on the opening day roster, which is a huge, huge W for you guys. You also got the great young pitching staff. I think the Tigers are going to make a lot of noise. I think they're going to spoil seasons. I think you guys are going to be like the Mariners last year where you're in it until the very end of the season, maybe mathematically eliminated the last week, but you're going to ruin seasons, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So Tiger fans, enjoy it because you guys deserve it. And now we go from the Tigers, who had the most overlooked offseason, to the Twins, who had the most creative and shocking one I can remember in a long time. Starting out with the Buxton contract before the lockout. What a great deal that was for the Twins. If he stays healthy and plays like the MVP player he can, it's a steal. The other great moves they did, unloading Donaldson somehow when no one thought that would be possible, and then bringing in Correa in a way that if he's horrible, it only hurts you for 3 years. If he's great, he's going to help you guys compete for a playoff spot this year. The only thing holding you guys back, because I think the Bomba squad is revitalized, if you can just get enough pitching to hold up until the deadline and make 1 or 2 moves, there's a good chance the Twins are going to beat it until the end of the season. And now we're going to talk about the most complete team in the division. And guys, I'm not going to pretend like it's not the case so that this is a more interesting last minute and a half of this video. The White Sox are the most complete team in the division. They have the best starting pitching when healthy. They have the best bullpen when healthy. They have arguably the best lineup when healthy. The Twins might have slightly more power, but the White Sox get on base and make contact better. They field better. The White Sox are all in all the better team here, especially when you're looking at their bullpen versus the rest of the division. The only thing that might hurt them is health, which we've already seen Lance Lynn go down, and don't get that confused. It's impossible to win a division in April, but you can lose a division in April. And if the White Sox can't get their starting rotation in check before Lance Lynn comes back, or Lance Lynn returns and he's not the same, all of a sudden that strength turns into the same mediocrity that the rest of the division has at that portion of the team, the starting pitching. So I think it's the White Sox to lose and relatively healthy. I think they do win the division. But that is the biggest if in the world, especially considering Lynn is already hurt. If their starting pitching cannot get on track and Lynn does not come back strong, all of a sudden their strength becomes as mediocre as the rest of the division. And that's when the Twins and Tigers, who had big off seasons and are building on a young team in the Tigers' case, and the Twins hoping for a rebound, which is very likely too in their case, all of a sudden a one-team race turns into a three-team race where anything can happen and likely only one team will come out of the playoffs in this division. So there you have it. White Sox likely winning the division, but there's a decent chance that there's going to be a little bit more noise and it's going to be a little bit rougher than people initially thought, especially before the Lance Lynn injury. If you guys enjoyed this, please do me a huge favor. Hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button if you like this kind of content, because it's what we're going to be producing here very frequently throughout the year with both MLB and NFL. In our next video, we're going to be looking at the NL West, and that's going to be fun because that's where the real competition is starting to kick in. Everyone have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.